Fun fact. Do you know that I have always wanted a large tent?
Really?
Yes.
Do you know I have a 5-sleeper tent?
That one?
No, not the one that I had in my backyard. I have a 5-sleeper tent that we got Martha Jean.
The one that
for
you
her
had
birthday.
that I had to help Kyle put it together?
Yeah, and then it's too hard to put together, so
It's a 5-sleeper, but it's not the ones with the multiple bedrooms.
Doesn't it have... No, it doesn't. You can zip it into 3 bedrooms.
You can?
I think so.
I've always wanted one of those tents. So when I was in high school, I used to say that I wanted to open a store called Pickles and Tents because I loved pickles, and I always wanted like a huge tent, like a big-ass camping tent.
Yeah.
Lots of rooms in it, like a whole house. And then one of my friends said, like, what it's Pickles and Tents? It's like, it has everything between, like, pickles and tents. And they're like, so a Walmart? Like, or a Target? Just a store?
It also sounds like really phallic because it's like pickles and then pitching tents.
I never thought of that, but you would because you're so dirty. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits 1 episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
This is season 2, episode 8, Rewind.
And boy, howdy did they.
Yeah, be kind and rewind. Do you know what that's from?
I do. Blockbuster.
Okay. I don't know if they had those when you were growing up.
They did.
Did you Blockbuster on a Friday night at the Sunday circulars on a Sunday?
I actually did. No, for real.
Actually,
I did.
like a baller weekend to me.
I think we should bring that back.
Sunday circulars?
Yeah.
Paper?
Paper.
Bad for the environment. Let's bring it back.
But you can recycle it.
Okay, so we, as the senior partners here, had to decide how to tackle this.
Yes.
Because this is really tricky. This is the first time we've seen a flashback episode, hence the name Rewind. And partner Maggie Reith-Austin over here had a really great idea. You want to share it? So let them know this is how we're going to do it if there ever is another flashback.
Right. I think we're gonna go. I know we're gonna go chronologically.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Mike's backstory.
Okay.
Work our way through Harvey's backstory and all the Pearson Hardman drama from 5 years ago. We're going to see Harvey on a train, and then we are going to get to present day.
Okay. We're going to.
I mean, by present day, I mean 2012.
2012. Yeah, just 14 years ago.
Just 14. Wait, 14? What year is it?
Right now it's 2024, so minus 2012, that would be
12.
Yeah, it would be 12 years ago. Maggie, if it was 2026, it would be 14. How embarrassing for you.
You know what our firm name would be?
What?
Austin Reith-Austin.
Oh, it would be Austin Reith-Austin, ARA.
Or like Austin. That's fun.
Austin Squared.
Yeah.
And if we could be in a location on Austin Square, that would be really great.
Okay. Just to think about.
All right, good.
Okay. Well, let's start with briefs.
Let's go.
Yeah, here we go.
You want to brief
We haven't
it
been
up?
very brief with our intro.
We haven't, but I'm going to cut half of this so nobody will know.
Okay. Here's my brief.
Here we go.
I didn't feel super on top of this brief.
That's
by the
okay.
way.
Sometimes your briefs don't fit the way you want them to.
Yeah, but here it is.
Yeah.
History repeats itself, so they say, and the folks at Pearson Hardman are no exception. This episode flashes back to 5 years ago when Grammy fell to the floor, Hardman fell for an associate, and Harvey's dad fell 6 feet under.
Dang.
The ripples of each of those events are still being grappled with as we flash forward to present day. Mike continues leading a life of deception to earn cash for his grandma's health care. Hardman is still up to no good, and Harvey finally seems able to bury the past and move forward. With Donna, of course.
It's a good one. I liked it.
I don't know.
I think it fits you well.
Oh, thank you.
They spend a lot of time rewinding to the past at Pearson Hardman while whining about the future. The gift of the present brings us Jessica and Harvey partnering up to win the partner vote against Hardman, and Harvey winding through the countryside to revisit his deceased father. It's way past time for us to learn that Daniel Hardman wasn't just using the embezzled money for his dying wife. He was blowing it on his mistress, Monica Eaton, another Pearson and Hardman attorney. While she was blowing, speaking of blowing, Mike blows it with Jenny after he and Trevor have a chance run-in at a bar with Jenny and her roommate. She's only after him for his brains, and he'll take it, even though Mike secretly wants to be after Jenny. The past sure did wind up predicting the future.
That's good. I liked your acting there.
Thank you.
With the she was blowing. Speaking of blowing.
We're going to pause because we're recording this in the rain.
Can you imagine being in the rain in a tent, though?
Yeah, that's what would happen to you if you went camping. It would rain. Let's start here 5 years ago, and we're going to actually kick it off with Mike 5 years ago, who looks he's very much a Michael back then. I mean, we can say he's acting like a Michael.
The most shocking thing about this whole episode, honestly, was Mike's biking gloves.
He does have the biking gloves.
He wore them everywhere because he's always riding his bike everywhere because he's a courier.
Yeah.
Courier. He's a courier.
Uh-huh.
Courier is the font.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a courier.
Yeah, he's a courier.
So he has these gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
I just could not get past it, honestly. He also can never turn down marijuana from his bestie, Trevor.
Mm-hmm. It's raining louder. Do you think it's going to be noticeable?
Hey, listeners, if you can... Yeah, I see little dots there, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of nice, though. What a little ASMR this episode will be.
Yeah.
With a little rain in the background.
After we just had to release one that wasn't perfect.
Yeah. But this is, like, rain's soothing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's fine. Let's keep going.
Okay. We'll just see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mike is living with Trevor in what is his current apartment, the apartment that we know and love.
Yeah, and it's also, he's wearing those gloves.
And he's wearing those gloves. I noticed that Trevor and Mike in this flashback really have similar banter to Mike and Harvey. They're jabbing each other back and forth very quick. You can tell that they're close and there hasn't been a riff yet. And they're both kind of full of hope.
Yeah, they are full of hope.
They go out drinking.
Yes.
As friends do.
And I noted that you had said when we saw Trevor come back a little bit that he kind of looked like he got gaunt, you know? I don't know that he looks got gaunt, so it's interesting. That
How did they do that?
I don't know. It's just, I guess, the filming schedule. And
or maybe it's like makeup. Maybe they intentionally made him look more gaunt when he was going after people with the baseball bat post-Montana.
Would love to know how you do that. How do you look gaunt? How do you look like you got gaunt? Contouring.
Get gaunt.
Just looks like I got dirt on my face when I contour. So they're out there.
Yeah, they're like at the bar and they're like, oh, this person loves this movie. This person, here's their dirty secret. And then they see Jenny and another girl. I had assumed Jenny was a childhood friend.
Oh, you did?
I did, because it seemed like they knew each other so well, but really they meet at this bar and they know each other so well.
She was dating Trevor and Mike, you know?
Right, but Jenny and Mike really hit it off immediately at the bar.
And actually, he wanted to date Jenny. Like, he was vibing with her.
And it was palpable.
Yes.
Jenny wants to know something about him that's not a lie, and he says, I love my grandmother. And then Trevor's like, no, he's a genius. You need to know that about him.
Yeah.
And they make him do his mental gymnastics tricks, and like so good at it. He knows like all the first pages of every book that's ever been read in high school, blah, 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 but he will not recite Curious George.
Because his mom used to read it to him every night, and he doesn't want to cheapen it and try and pick up girls with it, which is actually really sweet.
That's interesting. I thought that was kind of silly. Is that sweet? I guess that's sweet.
That book meant a lot to him. Yeah. And his parents aren't alive anymore, and like it felt...
So he doesn't want to do a trick with it.
Yeah, that's a sacred thing for him.
But instead he told a lie.
Okay, that's also true. I mean, I'm not here defending him. I'm just saying I think it's, that he kept that sacred. And
But he doesn't mind lying about it. No. You know, he's pretty loose with the lies.
Yeah.
Then they're at a hot dog stand, Trevor and Mike. And who do they see walk by?
They see Harvey Specter, and they say it looks like he's got a stick up his ass.
And he kind of did.
He kind of did. He was intentionally walking not the way Harvey normally walks.
Right. He's new to the suit. is how he was
the
walking.
Suit. Oh, yeah, new to the suit.
New to the suit. And they say, look at this clown. Looks like he's got a rod up his ass. If I ever look like that, shoot me.
And that is what Mike
says.
said.
And then he looks exactly like Harvey later.
Yeah.
And this is where we learn that actually Trevor has gotten Jenny's number and given Mike this other girl's number.
Nikki. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's called being snaked.
It's called being snaked.
Which I'd never heard of.
Yeah. Have you ever been snaked?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. I mean...
It's so different with girls because if like two girls met some guys at the party, be like, oh, no, you take him. No, you take him. No, it's fine. I'll be like, I think it would be very different. Guys are like, sorry, I got her first. You know?
Sorry, I still
Snaked you.
Snaked you. Don't care that you had more chemistry. Yeah, girls would be more like, you clearly have more. Nikki and Jenny would be like, you clearly have more chemistry.
Yes.
And if Nikki was not after Mike for something else, she would have totally let Jenny date Mike.
She was not after him for his bod, we find out.
No.
He comes to pick her up for a date.
Mm-hmm. He has flowers.
He has flowers. They're quoting A Few Good Men.
Jenny and Mike are.
Yes. I mean, we got a lot of Few Good Men quoting. They can't really let that go.
No, that's it.
Yes.
It's a lot of good men.
Well, it is a lot of good men. It's also a law movie. It's a movie about the law.
I have not actually seen it.
You haven't seen A Few Good Men?
No. I've seen My Cousin Vinny.
That's not A Few Good Men.
But it's a law movie.
There's a lot of law movies.
Yeah. There's a few of them. A few good ones.
We're going to need to hear from you guys if you haven't seen A Few Good Men. Because we might have to do a live stream and watch it together.
Okay.
Maggie.
Is it really good?
It's just something you have to watch.
Okay. I've seen Goodfellas.
It's not A Few Good Men.
Okay. I'll watch it with you. I'll watch it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, so all these quotes have really been going over my head, but I'm glad you note that they're from A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Because then I can keep track
It's
of it.
crazy because I said in the last episode, he's quoting A Few Good Men. You go,
Yeah. It's just the same as when you laid it in the spinners.
It is. Yeah. Do you want me to lay in a quote from A Few Good Men right here?
Yes.
You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
You recognize
That's
that
a good one.
Okay.
What I thought was funny about this, too, is they're quoting this movie that everybody knows with these famous quotes. And then Jenny turns around and Mike mouths, I love you.
Yes.
Which was very familiar.
Yes. He did that to Rachel the first day he met her.
Yeah. So this is kind of his, like,
This is
move
his
to
thing.
himself.
It's his thing. Mm-hmm. So they go on a date, Mike and Nikki, and they're eating, and then he tries to pay, and she goes, no, it's fine. Parents' plastic.
And then she
man.
offers him $1,000 to take the LSAT for her.
$1,000.
And he's like, that's why you snaked me from Jenny. And he's not going to help her. He's like, I don't do that. I'm an honest guy. Yeah. I have a grandmother I love. I love Curious George. I'm not going to cheat on the LSAT.
Yep. So he leaves the date and he goes to see Grammy because it wasn't a date. It was just a proposition. And Granny has taken a fall. She's at her apartment. A neighbor has come in to help. And she said, I must have fallen. The floor was wet. And so he pulls Mike aside, the neighbor does, and says, hey, just FYI, the floor was not wet. I would recommend getting some full-time care for her. And it's just him and Grammy because he's an only child and his parents are deceased. And so now he has to figure out how to take off the bike gloves.
But he doesn't. He wears those bike gloves immediately, goes sees Nikki, and with those dumb gloves on, he demands $5,000 and to take the LSAT for Nikki. She's like, well, I'm nervous about this. And he goes, you should be nervous. And she's like, well, what made you change your mind? And I think that what made him change his mind is Grammy. Which is also funny because 5 years later, he ends up working for a law firm to get money for Grammy to put her in an alternative assisted living.
Yeah. I was looking to see what the purchasing power of $5,000 was in 2012. Like, what would that be?
But it was 5 years prior to 2012.
Oh, so that would be
2007.
Yeah, you're right. Like, what would that be today? You know, if somebody was doing that from 2000, so it would be $7,483.43.
Which feels like enough for a deposit on
some kind of place. It's also, if you were doing it now, which back then he was doing it, that's also like a month or a little bit more in one of those places. I mean, some of them can be really expensive depending on what you're getting and what level of care. So if it's full time, yeah, you're right. He's going to have to do like one of those a month.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the business model. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Where were you in 2007?
Where was I in 2007?
Mm-hmm.
I was...
What's a highlight of 2007?
Highlight of
if we were to
2007.
flashback to you.
Sure. I had found improv and was doing improv and was in the improv troupe Sucker Punch, as we discussed. Yeah, I was doing it and I thought that this was going to be a cool thing, and it was a hobby that I loved. I've been doing it for a couple of years, and then ended up quitting my job and selling my house and getting rid of my nice car and cashing in my 401k, and then I started a comedy club. Wow. Where were you?
History repeats itself.
Does it? Am I doing that again? TBD. Maggie, where were you in 2007?
I was wrapping up my freshman year at UT.
Okay. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em horns. And then I went and worked at a gas station that summer.
Okay.
So really hoping history doesn't repeat itself.
I feel that.
Mike goes to take this LSAT.
Yes.
He's a little late.
And a lot high.
A lot high. And
Yeah.
he's like, I was high when I met you at the bar. Like, I'm fine. My brain is perfect, high or not.
Yes.
And he's like, and this is going to be hard because I have to miss a couple of questions on purpose.
Right. Because basically he's saying, Nikki, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. And I have to make this believable. What I don't understand is how is he taking a test for a female that looks very different than him?
I think they're both walking in to take the test
Okay.
and then like switching packets.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Interesting. Okay.
Or something. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I
that
mean,
they
how did-
both go.
I just don't understand how he does it if he's going to do it again. Because she says he has 3 more friends. Like, how is he always going to be Mike Ross signing up
Taking
for
it
and
because
switching
I think
it?
you have to show your license.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that flag it?
Yeah. I'm curious. They don't show it in this episode logistically how this works.
This is also 2007.
So he is an independent contractor making a lot of money.
Yes, and Trevor's like, I'm glad you're making money because guess who's moving out? Me, look what I'm doing. And then he pulls out what I thought looked like little fabric pickles. But I am guessing it is weed dime bags.
But also, how nice would that be? Because I love pickles. So little fabric pickles. So it'd be like a little tiny pillows.
It would be at Pickles
Pickles
and
and
Tents.
Tents.
They would for sure have fabric pickles.
Absolutely.
Fabric pickle pillows.
They would. And there'd probably be tents that look like little fabric pickles.
Fabric pickles.
I want to start an improv troupe called Fabric Pickles. It's so hard to say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Fabric Pickles. Your mouth gets real hung up. Jenny is coming over to see Trevor for the date.
And then she sees Mike again, and they sure are cute.
They're real cute. And he says, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Which is just something that you don't normally say to your roommate's girlfriend.
That you just met a week ago.
Yeah. How sore are his eyes?
Oh, you're right. I know. You know, he could be wearing contacts this whole time.
He could be. Maybe he hadn't changed him out.
I think that would have been more realistic if Harvey or Mike had glasses in the flashback.
Oh, yeah, just to show a level of intelligence that we're not seeing
Instead
in the
of the
present
bike
day.
gloves.
Yeah. It's a choice. So that's our flashback there with Mike. So
Yes.
it's interesting to see how that plays out.
And I think it's cute Mike and Jenny were so cute together, and we see them in a relationship because we start Harvey's flashback and the Pearson and Hardman flashback with Donna and Harvey. And they're eager. They're excited to be in this office. Like, he's an associate still, right? Or is he a partner, a junior partner?
He hasn't, he's still an associate.
He's like just an associate, but he has an office. Donna's excited to be there. They're not at the DA anymore.
Yeah.
And
they're
adorable.
They're spreading the hot goss that Lewis is getting a secretary named Norma.
Still have not met.
We have not met. No.
Norma's more elusive than Grammy.
She is, for sure. I think they're friends. They're probably playing Mahjong together somewhere. Dawn is giving like all this like general gossip, like here's what's going on, yada, yada, yada. Then she goes, oh, Jessica's on the way down, and really buries the lead.
Yes, because Jessica and Harvey do not have their special relationship as it is right now in the present. So he's a little nervous, I think, that Jessica's coming. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
And she comes and she goes, I need your discretion. And Jessica says she's realized someone's stealing from accounts. She wants Harvey to step up and find out who is stealing.
Yeah. And if he does, then he wants a seat at the table, and he wants to be a partner. And that's what he has said to her.
He wants to go from associate to partner, make that leap to senior partner. Does he jump partner to senior partner?
No, he wants to be partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, oh yes, because we see him make senior partner later.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
First episode.
So they're looking for the embezzler, right?
And Donna's calling it the embezzler, which is so cute because it's
really
like a
cute.
evil villain
Yeah,
with a you picture someone with a little mustache.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's like, "Why did you ask me to guess who did it?" She's like giving all these theories on who it could be, and he's like, "Stop it. Like, we just need to find out who it is." She goes, "Then why'd you ask me to guess?" And he's like,
I didn't ask you.
Which is so cute. They just have
cute.
so much. It's so fun and joy-filled and, again, like, full of hope.
Mm-hmm. Then we see Monica Eaton, who is this attorney there, and Lewis. There's a tracking shot they're walking through. She's in this very nice dress. Lewis is trying to not like put the moves on her because it's Lewis. He's just trying to talk to her and say, "I'm going to get you to this racquetball club. You should come, whatever." And he's like, no. Harvey interrupts and calls out that Lewis has braces on. That Lewis is like, they cost $15,000.
Yes.
Which that's a lot. I'm not going to look up the purchasing power of $15,000 back then. We're going to guess, though, it's probably close to 20.
We know he has a good dentist because Harvey shares the dentist.
Yeah.
We know he takes dental hygiene seriously because he flossed his cat's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And this Lewis from the past also knows that straight teeth are going to land him a seat at the senior partner table. He's convinced you got to have straight teeth. You got to have
You just got to look the part.
Yes.
And I hear that. So my first depot here for you, Maggie, is Lewis has braces for $15,000. Let's see, making the assumption that it's around $22,000 now, based on $5,000 being $7,400, right? Okay. So we're gonna do that times 3. So 7 times 3 is what? 21, 22. So we're at $22,000 with some change.
Sure.
Okay. What would you do cosmetically? Would you say, you know what, I want this, and I'll spend $22,000 on it?
$22,000. Oh gosh. I feel like that's something that, like, spread out could be a lot of small things, like regular hair, regular nails, like get like those things that make you feel better
treats.
and look better. Honestly, that I never do. I would probably get like a little filler in the little eyes, you know. But I don't think I would.
So you just do some more like regular self-care stuff.
I would do more regular self-care and more things that could dissolve or grow out if there's a mistake, you know?
Yeah.
Girl, I was watching a reality show and this girl got her double chin done, like lipo on her double chin, but now she has a permanent frown.
Oh.
Like, you don't know. When you start going in with knives and things and
it gets tricky.
removing muscles and removing fat, like, you don't know how the rest of your body's going to react to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it makes me scared.
Yeah.
I'd probably maybe I'd go out to really nice dinners.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'd do.
Okay.
For a little maintenance. I'd grow a little thighs.
Okay. Grow some thighs.
Grow some bigger thighs. Fill out my thighs even more.
Okay.
With some nice,
All
fancy 5-star. What would you do?
Well, I should say all that, but really I would manufacture hot thighs. I'd manufacture them. I wouldn't grow them.
You heard a hot chicken? Here's some hot thighs.
I would get J-Lo type thighs.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I would walk around in like a high cut thong sequiny thing, kind of like a Taylor Swift bodysuit she wears in her concert, but thong to Albertsons.
You know, like the no pant trend where you just wear a suit and just underpants type things, or the suit you're talking about with tights.
Yeah, I don't know that I know that trend.
You don't know that trend?
Is it on TikTok?
No, it's like celebrities on carpets are all doing no pant trends.
But it's a longer suit jacket.
No, you totally see the bottom of their bodycon suit.
Oh, okay.
Like you see, it's like, oh, that person's wearing swimsuit with a suit on it.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And
I guess I haven't.
fancy boots, fancy tights.
Yeah, because I haven't paid attention
But
to that.
you'd be doing that if you had your
Absolutely.
hot thighs.
I want like hot chicken thighs, not chicken thighs. I don't want chicken legs. I literally want them. I would say, this is a picture of Jennifer Lopez. If you're familiar with her work, can I get this done? The problem is they probably be like, we can do one for 22. And then I have to be like, well, which one do I photograph better?
And then in all the pictures, you're just sticking one leg out.
You know how people like prop their leg out
Yes.
to like photograph?
This is my good leg.
This is my good leg instead of my good side. That's what I do. I manufacture a hot leg. Speaking of a hot leg, we see them, he keeps calling him H-Dog. He keeps calling Harvey Hot Dog. I made that jump. That was not an accurate one.
Lewis keeps calling Harvey Hot Dog in
Yes.
your head? H-Dog? Okay.
He
great.
calls him H-Dog,
Yeah.
but also
Because they're
Hot
kind
Dog.
of like friends, kind of.
He wants to be.
They want to be friends and there's no vitriol yet. You know, like there's no anger yet. There's no hatred yet.
And Hardman had walked by earlier and says, that tie, I have it. I don't want to ever see you wearing it again.
to Lewis.
And Lewis turns around and says, if I'm ever in charge of anyone, I'm going to be the most beloved leader. And
I love that.
That's not what ended up happening.
So full of hope.
Yeah, I know. All right, then we meet Zoe.
Who we met last episode.
Yeah.
But now we see her when she's working there.
Yeah.
And Harvey needs her to type in her password because she's in charge of accounts, right?
She's in charge of something.
She's in charge of something, and if she has all the information Harvey needs, but he needs access to her computer, so she's like, "Oh, you're asking me to risk my job for an unknown person or nothing but your word?" He goes, "Yeah," and then she goes, "Okay, well, type. Here's my password. I've got to go get something."
And she leaves
because she trusts him on his word.
She does. She probably has a little crushy on him. Harvey comes in and says Lewis is the partner that's spending all the money.
Based on the information he garnered from Zoe's computer. He's like, it's clear.
$60,000 a year on a racquetball club.
These
what are you going to do?
braces.
Yes, everything. And then he goes, what are you going to do? And Jessica says, I'm going to break him down. I'm going to crack him open.
And then she tries to break him down and crack him open. And
he
Lewis admits to so much
shit.
stuff.
It's so stupid.
He's like, oh, yeah, I do come into your office and lie down on your couch, and sometimes I walk around barefoot.
Yeah, also I'll delete my MySpace account, whatever. You know,
I loved that because
Yes.
it is so 2007.
It is.
Which is funny, too, because he starts cracking because Jessica says to him, you can pray tell me how the hell you have the nerve to stand in front of my face after what you did. And he's like, okay.
And then he just
But it's
admits
clear that
nothing.
he has not embezzled $500,000 from the firm.
Harvey was wrong, and she even says, you want to sit with the grown-ups, do your job like a man.
Which we have heard again.
Yeah.
We've heard Harvey use that.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because that's probably what Harvey saw in Mike, is that he wasn't a kid at the grown-up table when he hired him. Think about it.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And so she leaves, and then Harvey's like, when a dog finds a bone, he digs. They love calling each other dogs.
They do.
They love this dog
Dogs,
analogy.
H-dog, put a dog on a leash. Woof, woof, who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 who let the dogs out? Woof.
Her name is Jessica Pearson. She's got these dogs running all over. Harvey is going to get Lewis to get him to help us solving the crime.
Woof.
We then see Rachel. She's got bangs, so it's clearly 5 years ago.
Yes, she's eating with Monica. They're just hanging out together at lunch like you do. Lewis is over in the corner. So it turns out he goes every Thursday at 1 p.m. He eats at this little restaurant so he can kind of creepily watch Monica, but he's not a creep. So he's a weirdo.
No one's really afraid of Lewis. Like, no one thinks he's nefarious or going to do anything bad. But he does happen to go to the same restaurant that every Thursday Monica and Rachel also go to.
The thing is that when you say, oh, that person is harmless,
they are harmful.
That's usually the one you got to watch out for.
What have I done? So Harvey goes and knows that Lewis is going to be there. He recruits Lewis. He says, here's all this information that he's gotten from Jessica. He's redacted a bunch of stuff. He tells Lewis it's because it's for this other firm.
And he's trying to guess who it is. And Harvey's doing this cute little, like, I've got my lips sealed. I've sworn to secrecy. And, Lewis thinks he's guessed who it is.
And it's so funny because Lewis first of all, he loves data. He's like, what am I? This is fabulous. I love all this data. I love it. And then he goes, oh, this guy's the patsy. They clearly set this person up, and he's pointing directly to himself, but he has no idea.
Yeah. Do you know what it means that somebody's the patsy?
Yeah, it's the person that's being set up as, like, the FBI. FBI does that.
Right, but what's the reference?
I don't remember. Is there a person named Patsy that they set up to take the fall for something?
It's a person who is easily swindled, deceived, coerced, or persuaded. It's a sucker. A person upon whom the blame for something falls. A scapegoat. It's a patsy. Great. Sorry.
This did make me think, though, just knowing present day, how Lewis is buddying up to Hardman. Lewis is trying to be on Hardman's team. Mm-hmm. He, I don't think, has any idea that Hardman was embezzling and going to blame Lewis. Lewis, present day, has not put together, I don't think, that Jessica called him into the office that day and was like, oh, you could...
okay, I see what you're saying.
He doesn't know that Hardman was willing to let Lewis eat it for him.
Yep.
And I wonder if that would change for him his loyalty to Hardman.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
If it was more personal.
Yeah. And then Harvey goes to Jessica and says, hey, it's Hardman. We figured it out. It's a shell game, and you have to go to the DA. And then she says, I'm going to Daniel, and I'm going to give him the courtesy of explaining himself.
And she does. And he tells her it was for Alicia. She's dying. Breast cancer, stage 4. Jessica eats it up because Alicia got her that tea set.
Yeah, also maybe because she cares and she's a good person, and the tea set. And what's interesting, I mean, that's a quick turn. She found a lump a year ago, and now she has stage 4, which means she could have already been, and
Yes, yeah, and it's just now coming out.
Yeah.
And it might be just coming out because it's convenient for Hardman to have it come out right now.
Yeah, and he took $500,000. Like, he
Yes.
embezzled $500,000.
And she goes, for what? And he goes, I'm not going to let her die because I didn't have the money.
I mean, and he's so believable, which makes me think of the last episode when you said, I keep falling for Hardman.
And here Jessica Pearson falls for him.
Yeah, he has some quality about him that is so manipulative.
Yeah.
And snaky.
That's how he gets to be a senior partner.
Yeah, he really does. So Jessica's explaining this to Harvey, and he's pissed that Jessica's giving him any kind of grace here. He's like, well, my dad had gout. Can I have $500,000? And
which is not the same, but...
Right, it's not. He stole from our clients. That means he's stealing from us. And then Jessica says Daniel is the reason I'm here.
She's like, look around. There aren't many Black women who are senior partners at a firm like this. Hardman gave me a chance, and so I'm going to give him a chance as well.
Now Harvey expects to be partner. Jessica says, a man's wife's dying, and the first words out of your mouth are, you owe me? Who's the bad guy now?
Yeah, and it's true.
It is true. Like, just read the room, Mr.
Right.
Spector.
Yeah, take a breath.
Yeah, take a knee.
Although he is ultimately right.
Totally, but wait till the next day.
Yes, just be like, wow, that's awful.
And
we'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
Then we see Donna and Rachel. Donna is looking for Monica, and she finds Rachel. This is really one of their first moments together, but
Yes.
they clearly vibe. They're good friends. Immediately hit it off, just like we saw with like Jenny and Mike, or we see these blossoming long-term friendships.
She does know who she is, and she knows that Rachel is the daughter of Robert Zane, who is a partner at another firm. Name partner, not just a partner, but a name partner, because she spouted off the name of the firm.
Yes, and Rachel doesn't like people knowing about her dad,
Exactly.
even though she has the same last name. So.
Yes.
Seems pretty
Which also,
obvious.
we knew she came from some money.
Right.
Because back at the rookie dinner, the winner rookie dinner episode, she talks about how her parents were loaded, but she's trying to do this on her own. So now we know where the money is coming from.
And Donna goes, you're weird. We'll be friends, which is so true. They
is.
will be. Monica's going to be back soon. She always has Tuesday Pilates. Like every single Tuesday, she has Pilates. And this is a light bulb moment for Donna because on all those expenses, there was a recurring Tuesday Harvard Club charge.
Yes.
So she's like, someone's doing something every single Tuesday. Monica's doing something every single Tuesday.
And so she's like, I've cracked the case. She bounces on in to Harvey's office and tells him what she's discovered. And Harvey decides he's going to go confront Hardman.
Ballsy.
Dude, he walks up. He says room service walks in with a bottle of champagne, catches Hardman and Monica there in this big suite.
Catches them with their pants down.
Literally with their pants down. Talk about a no pants trend, I guess Hardman and Monica were ahead of their time. And Harvey says, here's your letter of resignation. You're going to resign, or I'm going to tell your wife. She'll be here in 3 minutes, and she's told to come here for a fundraiser. She's either going to come up here if you don't resign, or if you do, I'm going to send her to another room. And then,
What's going to be in the other room, though? He's just going to have a fundraiser going on?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
This is
Hardman
Harvey.
does
This is Harvey playing
pointing
the
the
man.
gun, yeah.
This is Harvey playing the man.
Yeah,
though.
Hardman doesn't care. He's not going to have his wife. He does love his wife.
He does love his wife.
He's made a really, really dumb mistake, a $500,000 mistake,
And
a long-running, really stupid, continued decision that he's making, but he does love Alicia.
Yeah, because Harvey says, what I know is that you love Alicia, and this doesn't have anything to do with it. Like, I've seen you with your wife. So, yeah, Harvey has busted him, and then he's probably feeling pretty good. Heads back to the office.
And Donna's crying.
Yeah. And she says, I don't know how to say this. Your dad has had a heart attack. And Harvey tries to, he's crying. He's, holding back the tears. He turns and looks at the records, which we know his dad has a record of some sort. And he just kind of stares at his records and just...
And his arms are just, straight by his side.
Yeah.
He's not even really trying to hold.
He's I'm going to hold this in.
But he's not even, arms crossed. You think about, when you're grieving or when you're upset about something, I tend to, grab myself in a way or, hold my arms, cross them, put my hand up on my chest. Things that, feel comforting. And Harvey's just standing so straight, arms at his side. Like
everybody's different though.
Not processing though. He's like crying, but not dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, a heart attack you don't see coming, so.
It's true.
Yeah, so, I think we got to give him a little bit of grace if he wants to stand straight.
It's totally.
You know?
He is standing kind of like he has a stick up his ass.
That's fair. Monica comes to see Jessica. Jessica's there to fire Monica because she says, I need to trust my people, and you're not my people.
Yeah, you look tired. I'm not here for excuses. You look tired because you were she knows exactly where she was. Monica's like, please, 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 I need my job. I want my job.
Yeah. She's like, no,
nope,
I'm not.
Bye. Can't trust you. Peace out. And then she goes and she makes Harvey partner. Mm-hmm. And she gives Harvey her old office because she's going to take Hardman's office.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then she's like, don't let Lewis in here after hours because Lewis confessed to a bunch of weird things in her office.
Yep. And then Donna walks in and she says, finally, it's an office big enough for your balls. Obviously, she means the sports balls, right?
But also his ego. Also his cojones.
Then she says, let's focus on what's important. You just made partner.
We just made partner,
which is really great.
Mm-hmm. Because they are such an iconic team. They're a duo.
Yeah.
She helped him. They're in this together, which is so good. Like, it's so bittersweet because we saw in the last episode and the episode before how they were, like, totally crumbling.
Oh, I know. And then they're going to go celebrate by getting 3 dozen thumbtacks in the can opener.
Yeah, because that can opener has already existed. The 3 dozen can openers adds a whole...
3 dozen thumbtacks?
Oh, yeah. 3 dozen thumbtacks.
Owie.
Yeah.
Great. Depending on what they're doing.
Zoe sees Harvey, though, before before or after this can opener ritual. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, yeah, I could have guessed this. Like, secrets and lies, standard procedure. She's just so done with this firm.
She came to Harvey's office. And he said, are you coming here to congratulate me? I just made partner. She goes, no, I'm actually coming to give you my condolences about your father passing away because I thought you'd be gone.
Yeah, because you've lost sight of what's important. The fact that you're still here. And it's funny because Donna said, let's focus on what's important. You just made partner. Mm-hmm. And Zoe's like, you're not focused on what's important. Your dad just died.
Yeah. I know.
It's 2 very different takes on it.
Yeah. And there, she says there's always bigger fish to fry.
Right.
There's always going to be something, and it's work. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to my next deposition.
Okay. I think I know where this is going.
I
love fish fries.
Do you love fish fries?
I love fish fries so much.
Do you? Have we ever been to a fish fry together?
We should go. I miss Friday fish fries are like so big where I'm from. Mm-hmm. I miss them. Like a good
Should I do a fish fry here?
Should you be like a beer battered fish fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, with crinkle fries?
Sure. And tents?
And some tartar sauce? Yeah, let's
get
some tents.
I should have a fish fry.
You should totally have
When do people do it? In the spring or the summer?
Well, usually I think it's heavy during Lent because Catholics, you can't eat meat on Friday.
So I got to hurry up and get this done.
Yeah, you have to do it like this week.
Yeah.
Good Fish Friday.
That's actually kind of fun.
I'd love that.
So I got to pull off a fish fry by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good Fish Friday.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, in 24 hours, Amanda's having a Good Friday fish fry.
Yeah.
Good Fish Friday.
Good Fish Friday?
Good Fish Fry. Yeah.
Good Friday Fish Fry?
Good Friday Fish Friday.
Anyways, that wasn't actually my question.
That wasn't?
No. I was just going to say, what's your favorite kind of fish?
You like how I pointed the gun?
You did point the gun back at me.
It made you
I might cut this part because it's not even, it's fun. You just pointed the gun back at me and made me plan a party in 24 hours.
You're welcome.
Okay.
My favorite kind of fish, well, I love a salmon, but then I also love a fish fry.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fish?
Well, we like scallops.
I don't even count scallops as fish.
You don't? Because they're in the fish family.
But aren't they in a shell?
I have never eaten the scallop
shell. I mean, where do scallops come from? They're not a fish, right? It's not like there's a little scallop fish that's just a perfect little circle.
Yeah.
Of meat. I thought scallops.
They do have shells.
Yeah. So I don't count like clams or oysters or.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then it's fish. I like tilapia too.
Oh, tilapia's
but
great.
We're doing cod for because we're not going to do catfish. We're not going to do a catfish fry.
Oh,
we're
no.
Cod.
No.
A thick beer batter. No.
Yeah.
We're not doing a cornmeal.
No, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be a beer batter fish fry.
Okay.
Good Friday fish fry.
Good Friday fish Friday. Also, I'm so distracted now that my brain's going to planning a Good Friday fish fry.
I know, but we're going to move forward. We're going to move past it because we have to get out of this Fish Friday past and into the present. Mm-hmm. We have to, you know what? Let's hop on a train.
Let's hop on a train. Choo-choo! I hear the train a-coming. It's coming round the bend. I ain't been to I don't know when. I'm stuck in upstate New York, and the rain's coming down. My name is Harvey Specter, and I'm not wearing a suit because I'm out of town.
Okay, can I talk about Harvey's train outfit? I like it better than the Henley.
That was my question.
The white button-up.
The deposition here is, which non-suit look do you prefer on him? Do you like this Ralph Lauren look?
Yes.
Or do you like the Henley look?
No,
Hey, Henley.
The Ralph Lauren look of him with just the white, like it's a suit shirt, but he's wearing it cash. No tie, no suit jacket.
Got a nice navy
no
sweater.
Vest. Nice cozy sweater.
Some khakis
on a train. Khakis? I'm like, come on, my man.
Yeah, khakis
This
are
is
back, by
it.
the way. Do you know khakis are back?
I didn't know they were ever gone.
Oh, okay. The khakis are back. Guess who's back? Khakis back. Okay. So
What do you like? Do you like the Henley or you like the Ralph Lauren look? You like them all.
Oh.
Every single Harvey Specter look.
I don't know. I think I'm somebody who just generally likes men. So, like, I like them when they're dressed in like, if they're good looking, I'm like, totally fine to see you in your sweats, but also let me see you in that tux.
Yeah. And Harvey gives you it all.
He does.
We've now seen a whole range of his wardrobe.
Yeah, we haven't seen his, like, PJs.
Have we not?
No. I don't
We
think
saw him
so.
without a shirt once.
Also a great look.
Maybe that's his PJs.
Yeah.
There's like some raindroppy music playing. It's also very soft lighting. It's all music, no sound, and he's just looking out a window on this train, driving by trees. So we know he's not in the city. He's going out to the country. Then he walks into a quaint little liquor store, Lombardi's Liquor.
And he gets 2 bottles of Macallan 18.
And what is Macallan 18? Is that a scotch? Mm-hmm. Okay. So he gets 2, and when he walks through these gates, it's slow motion, walking through these gates to a cemetery, and he gives the gatekeeper 1 bottle.
This isn't spooky.
And he takes the bottle, and then blues music starts playing.
And it's Gordon Spector's music.
Yeah, is that Gordon Spector's music?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I mean, I'm not spoiling anything, but we know his dad has a record. I think they're playing what we are supposed to believe is Gordon Spector's music.
And that's who we see. And he walks up, he pours his dad a little shot, puts it on the gravestone, and then we see Gordon Spector, loving father. The only thing about him on his gravestone is that he was a loving father.
Yeah, and he was 69 years old when he passed away.
Which is pretty young.
Yeah, that is young. I did the math.
Not nice.
Better than I tried to do the math on the...
On 2012?
Yeah.
Was 16 years ago.
Yeah. 27 years ago. Okay.
With inflation, it was 27 years ago.
Yeah.
Harvey really cries, too. Right? Doesn't he cry here?
I think he cries a little bit.
I feel like we see him finally.
Yeah, but not like bawl. He doesn't bawl. You know, I think he's there to pay his respects. Because it's present day, so it's 5 years later.
Yeah.
So
maybe he just was noticeably intoxicated and verklempt to me.
Yeah,
he was noticeably not himself.
If you get really intoxicated, do you cry or do you like laugh? Like, what do you do?
I usually laugh until I cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty happy tipsy.
Yeah, I'm too.
Yeah.
I'm super happy. I'm sure I've cried a couple of times, but generally I'm like stupid.
I'm ready to go.
I'm so silly.
Let's turn this around. I'm so silly.
I'm so silly.
I'm such a silly girl.
And I'll just say whatever. I'm just like,
yeah, no filter.
no filter.
Also, it's like pranks and bullying. It's me. I think this is so funny now that I'm tipsy, but I would never say this sober. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That train ride gets us straight into present day.
It does.
It happened right after Harvey saw Mike at the train station.
Harvey is going out of town for the day. He says, I need you to do some paperwork. I need you to tip the scales in Jessica's favor because there's going to be this partner vote, right? And Harvey says, we've been crossing lines long before we ever met because he's like, I'm going to have to cross a line. He's like, we've been crossing lines long before we ever met. Mike's going to need some help from Rachel.
Of course he is.
You know, he needs her to go talk to Monica Eaton because we saw earlier that they're friends. And she was like, well, everybody thinks I'm adorable. So, you know, but she's not going to talk to you. She will talk to me. It's a bait and switch.
It is a bait and switch. So he gets the help from Rachel.
To get Monica there.
So
I don't know. Actually, it's not a bait and switch. I think she knew she was meeting somebody else.
But Rachel organized it.
Yes.
And when Mike gets there, he's not like, hey, I want to just talk to you about your experience. He slaps her. He gives her a suit against Pearson Hardman for $10 million. And
Yes.
she's like, you need to
Go away.
do this. And Harvey's going to back up your claim.
Yes.
You need to take on this case against Pearson Hardman.
Mm-hmm. And she says, so you're the new attack dog?
And he says, if you call me, I'll come fetch. Another dog reference.
Yeah, because she's not doing like, well, I mean, they said, she's making, pennies on the dollar,
yeah,
$40,000 a year
yeah.
living in Manhattan doing retail,
Right.
which is so interesting that like she couldn't get a job anywhere else.
I think they blacklisted her.
You think so?
I think
even
so.
like at a small little place.
I mean, she probably could have opened her own firm, but
Yeah,
she still
put
have
out
to
a
get
little shingle
referrals from
and-
people.
yeah, that's fair.
I just had this realization that we're always talking like dog, 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 but Lewis is a cat person, and do you think that's why he can't make senior partner?
Yeah,
Because
I
he's
do.
a cat person.
He's a cat person.
And it's dog eat dog.
It is dog eat dog and doggy dog world.
Doggy dog.
It's very doggy style over there. I don't know.
Then-
So Lewis is there, as he does go and hang out and kind of creep on Monica, and he sees that Mike Ross has given Monica a suit, and he comes and flags it to Hardman, and he says, "You've been good to me since you've been back, and she hasn't. Do what you will."
Yeah, he just wants her to know that Jessica's going to be making a move. Mike Ross met with her.
Yes. And then Hardman confronts Jessica. Jessica doesn't fight dirty.
Yeah, that's what she says. Yeah,
She's like, "I don't fight dirty."
Yeah, Jessica's like, I would never do that. I would never do that, she says.
And then she confronts Mike in the middle of everyone loudly declaring what happened. Did you give a lawsuit to Monica Eaton so she could file it against Daniel Hardman for sexual harassment? Like out in the open as everybody's walking down that hall.
Very Travis Tanner move of her.
It is a Travis Tanner move.
Right, because you can say anything out in the open, and if people overhear it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she pulls this stunt, and they're very proud of themselves.
And Rachel sees it happen, and she goes, "You lied to me."
Yeah, Rachel is the only one who's not interested in this goss.
Yes. She said, "You lied like it's second nature." And then Mike turns around and says, "Sometimes you have to cross a line to do the right thing," which is a callback to earlier when Harvey's like, "We've been crossing lines long before we've ever met." Which brings me just to an interesting fact. It's not necessarily a deposition, but this is a callback. A callback is something that's very important in improvisation. Mm-hmm. We rely on those to really bring some extra laughs into a scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've done some of the callbacks here.
We do some callbacks sometimes here.
Call her back, yo!
Because I ain't no calling back, girl.
Because I ain't no call her back, girl. Okay.
Few times I'm going to cross that line.
So I did a little research because there was recently a Super Bowl commercial with Patrick J. Adams and Gabriel Mock. And they're practicing an audition for a T-Mobile spot. They're doing all these little warm-ups, and Mike starts to lead Zip Zap Zop, and Harvey kind of doesn't know what it is. And they both have
Theater backgrounds.
But Mike has an improv background as well and is known for being a very good improviser.
Where does he do improv?
Well, I don't think he...
Or did he?
I think he did it in theater. He just happened to be really good at it. I don't know if he trained at one of the improv houses like that were notable.
Yeah, more like a theater improv, like acting studio improv.
He is known for it. So I guess the next thing is Patrick J. Adams, would you like to come on to the podcast
and improvise
with us?
We'll give you a one-word suggestion.
He literally,
he'd be so good.
He would be really great.
And I'd be just giggling the whole time. Like
oh my gosh.
Dumb little schoolgirl.
I know. Can you imagine? It's going to happen. Right, Patrick?
J.
Adams?
That's one word at a time.
He would love that.
Yeah, he'd love it.
It's a fun little improv game.
Then, right after that...
Harvey comes back from his trip.
He's back from his trip, and he walks right up, and he goes to Jessica, "We threw Daniel's ass out once. We're going to do it again.
And you know what?
I want Donna back."
Mm-hmm. And he's going to go get Donna back.
He just walks right out of there. I'm assuming straight to Donna.
We guess. And that's where the episode ends, to go get Donna back. So I actually think I love that we went chronologically.
I know. It was kind of fun to live it that way.
It was. I think it would have been hard to kind of jump around and pick. So that's how we're going to do it if they ever flash us back again. If we were too kind to rewind, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to take us down to Prediction Town?
I would love to. Let's hop on that train.
Choo-choo.
I feel like my first prediction is this is setting up for another Grammy fall. but maybe she's not going to recover as nicely this time.
Okay.
Because I feel like 5 years ago, she had a pretty significant fall placed on her. She had to move to a home that altered Mike's trajectory. Now we've just seen this. I feel like it's setting up for something to happen to Grammy.
Okay.
Like, okay, now she can't come up with clever quips. Like, she's real brain fried or, God forbid, dead.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I also feel dumb for saying that Mike and Rachel would kiss in the last episode, because this episode she's like, you're a big liar, liar, pants on fire, which probably means that actually next episode they are going to bone.
Okay.
And I say this because given it feels like anytime I think that they're donezo, then they come in the next episode and they're flirting extra hard, or vice versa. I'm like, oh, they're doing well, and then the next episode something happens. So that's my prediction.
Okay. All right.
Probably this next episode.
Okay.
If Donna is coming back, which I think she is going to, because Harvey said, I'm going to have Donna back, I think Jenny should also come back.
Okay.
These are the good old gals from our boys' past.
The good old gals from our boys' past.
As we saw, if they're going to bring her back for this episode, they should bring her back for more.
Okay.
Lewis obviously doesn't know Hardman made him the fall guy for embezzlement because there's so many secrets, but I think he is going to find out, and I think then he's going to become full force Jessica and Harvey supporter.
Okay.
Once he finds out that once Lewis finds out that Hardman was going to make him the patsy for
5
all
years
of
later.
this, 5 years later, I think it's going to make that so personal, and we know that Lewis holds on to personal things.
Yes. He does.
Those are my predictions. Kind of
Those are
short.
great. No, those are great.
But I
mean,
felt passionate about them.
Those are good. You were very passionate in the way you delivered it. We weren't as heated as we were last episode that we recorded, where we were just worked up, blood's a boiling.
Yeah.
Man, we need that podcast Sanny to get us through.
Right. Last episode really got me excitable and angry and, again, passionate. This episode was a nice rewind. I felt like that train scene, honestly, was the perfect little meditation for me.
It was like a sorbet.
It was like a sorbet,
Little
like a little
palate
palate
cleanser.
cleanser. Oh my
man.
God. One time my friends Chris and Alex cooked a 5-course meal and had sorbet as palate cleanser in between homemade sorbet.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I mean, this is before anyone had children, and it was just Thursday nights. They'd make homemade pizza, and one day they decided to do this entire course dinner. And I was like, oh, what is this? And please never move. And then they moved to Austin. Anyways,
I would love a Harvey Specter flavored sorbet.
for Good Friday, Fish Friday, could you have palate cleansing sorbets in between all your different fish fry courses? First, we're starting with a nice coleslaw. Harvey Specter sorbet.
Yes.
Some French fries with like a tartar sauce. A Harvey Specter sorbet.
I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. We are halfway through season 2 now,
We are.
because that was episode 8.
That's official.
That's official. Listeners, thank you so much for being patient with us as we recorded in the rain.
I hope you can hear the rain.
Yeah,
I hope they can. Because
Okay.
it feels like you're on the train.
it does feel like you're on the train. We wanted to kind of set the tone.
Could not have planned it better.
We couldn't have planned it better. And I'm glad we got to do that. And this was fun. And I'm going to keep talking. We're so tired and we should totally go to bed.
Did you say we're on TikTok and stuff?
I didn't say any of that. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure to listen on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And please rate and leave us a review.
And if you don't have anything nice to say, you can go ahead and eat it like a Harvey Specter sorbet. We'll be eating Fish Fry Friday.